everybody, welcome back to my channel Learn with Virali. I'm Virali, your guide on this coding adventure. In episode 19 of Introduction to CSS Beginner Series, we'll be understanding how to apply Z-Index onto your HTML elements in order to make them stacked properly. So let's get started. The Z-Index property specifies the stack order of an element. So whenever the elements are positioned, they can overlap other elements. The Z-index property specifies the stack order of an element. That means which element should be placed in the front or behind the other elements. An element can have a positive or a negative stack order. Depending upon these values of Z-indexes, the elements can be stacked. Here is another example of how the elements can be stacked. As you can see on the screen, there are 4 different rectangle boxes, or we can consider this as elements having different values of Z-indexes, and they are placed one above the other. Understanding value with Z-index as 1 is positioned as the lowermost element, whereas value with Z-index 4 is positioned on the uppermost level of the element stack. Let us check out a practical example onto our VS Code editor to understand this in little more detail. Alright, so I have the blueprint of the HTML document ready. Let us now jump into the body tag, understanding what kind of the Z-index can we create here to better understand the values of positive and the negative values of Z-indexes. So first, I'll create a heading with the h1 tag, as in this is an example of Z-index. Now, next we will need an image, so I'll be taking an img tag wherein the src is very important as it determines the source of our image. I'm gonna close this here, specifying the source of my image as tree image. Let us take a tree image. I have this pre-downloaded and kept in my workspace. I would suggest all the viewers to also do the same thing. Please search for a random tree image and save it in your workspace where you are coding right now onto this file. Once your image is ready, I'm gonna have certain other text, as in a peep tag or a paragraph tag having to deal with lorem ipsum content. All right. Okay, so once our paragraph is ready, the next chance that we are gonna see here is the output on how this actually looks like. This is a pretty normal thing, as we have our image taking up the entire web page, whereas we have a normal heading on the top, just like this. This is an example of Z-index, and then at the bottom we have certain content in here. So let us give a small style to this entire example, specifying the style here. Now here I'll be using an img tag directly to give the style. Firstly, I'll be giving here as position, and I'll be keeping it as an absolute position. Next, I'll be using Z-index with the value of -1 first to understand what is the change that we are gonna see here. Next, I'll be having my width kept as 100% of the image. Alright, so now if I open up the preview browser, it is gonna look something like this. Whereas we'll be having our content being onto the top of the image, which is what we are trying to explain here. So that's where Z-index equals to -1. That means image is gonna be positioned at the back and the content is going to be shown on top of the image. As soon as I change the value of Z-index, the value which was showing on the top is going to be now shown at the back of this image. That's the reason we are not seeing this value here on the top. So if I put it up as -1, it is going to be helping the image to be positioned as the back image, or it could be layered as the background image, and the content which you are writing as a text will be shown on the top. If this video was insightful, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe to my YouTube channel as it helps me to create more such insightful videos. Until then, happy coding.